Hi guys. So normally with these videos I make singing videos. Lately, since YouTube wants to be a dick, I haven't really been making videos because they always get copyrighted. Anyway, um, this video is more of a serious subject. A lot of people don't believe in this, and that's on them. Like, I was one of the people who was skeptical, but after what happened to me, I believe I'm not skeptical anymore. Um, I had went to a karaoke bar, and after I left karaoke, I went to one of my friend's house. His name is Jesse, and his other friend is Lorenzo, and the friend that I was with is Cheyenne. So everybody knows names here. Um, we went back to Jesse's place after we left the karaoke bar, and we just started talking. I started telling them the story of when I got into a car accident and we were leaving McDonald's, so there's like 4 lanes, and we were trying to get into the 4th lane, and somebody hit us going 60 and 40. The cop gets there and he talks to the guys that were involved in the other car, who hit us. And after he talked to them, he comes up to us and he's like, "Well, do y'all need an ambulance?" And I said, "Do I look like I can afford an ambulance?" No. So no. Um, he then said that it was our fault because we didn't have the right of way, even though everybody did give us the courtesy and they just weren't paying attention. So we told the officer, like, look, like, they hit us. Like, I don't see how this is our fault. I don't know how you got your investigative perspective from that. Because they have frontal damage. We have side damage. If we have frontal damage, we would have hit them. Okay? They came out of fucking nowhere and was like, douche. That was not our fault, like, at all. um, when that happened, when we got hit, I went forward, and mind you, I had all the drinks from McDonald's in my hand and food, all this shit, and I just went douche, and I hit my elbow right here on the door, and then I went forward and like hit the dashboard. And I told them, like, I'm in a lot of pain. Like, my back hurts. And I can't do anything about it. I can't sue them. I can't sue her because that's my friend. And her insurance is going to whoop right through the roof. So I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking her over that way, basically. So we called the precinct and they tell us if we wanted to report the cop, we had to go to the police station. So we went to the police station, told the first sergeant everything that I just said. And she was like, well, it's your fault. Like, I don't really know what you want me to do. And I said, ma'am, I want to make a report. That's all I'm trying to do, is make a report against your officer because he didn't do his job. And we did have witnesses, but due to the fact that they were homeless people, they're not viable witnesses, which is stupid. Texas. Fucking Texas law. Like, what the fuck, bitch? Anyways, after that, it was a lot of going back and forth. Like, I don't even want to get into it. Like, it was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, of just saying the same thing. And I'm like, dude, we're trying to make a report. That is all we are trying to do. We're not trying to reverse the situation. We're not trying to go back. Like, we already know what happened. It's our fault. Whatever. Who cares? I want to make a report. That's going to take 2 to 3 hours of paperwork. Okay. Go get the piece of paper. Like, why are we still standing here? We've been standing here for almost an hour just talking about the same thing. Like, let's go. So she comes back with the piece of paper. And my friend takes it off the clipboard. Stupid decision. Like, she puts the piece of paper down in front of him, and she immediately goes for her gun, and she's like, you need to put that piece of paper back on the clipboard. And my friend just looks at her, and she's like, it's right in front of you. And she's like, I don't care. I told you to put that piece of paper down on the clipboard. Okay. And she's like, fine. Still starts writing on it, and she's like, dude, right now. Like, I'm not playing. And then her friend standing by the door, the other officer, she was standing by the door, and she's like, I'm gonna call in a unit. And I said, but why? Like, it's just the two of us. You both have guns. We have no weapons. I'm defenseless. All I had was my wallet, my keys, and a drink from McDonald's. I'm wearing skin-tight clothes so you can clearly see that I don't have a weapon on me. So, a unit gets called in, and like 8 cops surround me with their hands on their gun. All because of this piece of paper. And I said, look, we're not being threatening. We're defenseless. I don't have any weapons. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, there shouldn't be 8 cops on me right now. Like, I'm scared. I need you to get them away from me. And they all were like, if you don't leave the fucking premises, we're going to shoot you and your friend. Supervisor comes out and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, officer, and just started telling the whole spiel. And he goes, okay, all of you disperse. Get out of here. There doesn't need to be this many policemen in this room for 2 women who don't even have any weapons. Go away. And the sergeant was just like, and I'm just looking at her like, anyway, supervisor was like, okay, so do you want us to call an ambulance? At that point, I could not walk from the pain in my back, so I said, yeah. The ambulance gets there, and he goes, I'm surprised she's even awake. Like, she should be in the hospital. She needs to go to the hospital. Her blood pressure is not normal. Like, she can die. She needs to leave, like, right now. So, we go into the ambulance and they take us to the hospital. I was at the hospital for like an hour. Mind you, I sat in a room and I smelled like piss and shit. And I look over and this kid is bawling his eyes out because his ankle's broken. And I talked to his parents, and his parents were like, we've been here for 2 hours. And not one person has came in here and said anything. So that pissed me off. And then this next part pissed me off because the lady comes in and she's like, okay, Miss Julia. And I was like, yeah. And I get up and I go and talk to her. And she's like, okay, so we're discharging you. Here's your Naproxen. Do you have any questions? I was like, can I see a doctor? A nurse practitioner walks in the door. He's like, I'm a doctor. My friend goes, no, you're not. You're a nurse practitioner. That's what it says on your badge, right there. You are a nurse practitioner, not a doctor. You do not get doctor money. I want to see a doctor because you're not giving her this shit. It says $500 for Naproxen on this thing. And you mean to tell me this is what you're going to give her? No. Go get me a doctor. So, the head nurse comes out of the fucking blue. I don't know where the fuck she came from. Like, she just popped out of her ass and was just like, here I am. And, she goes, what seems to be the problem here? And I said, ma'am, I've had a long day. I sat here for an hour and all I did was x-rays. I understand this is an emergency room. And I don't really have permission to see a doctor, but I want to see one. Because not everything is going to be told through an x-ray. There might be deep tissue issues that only a doctor can tell me about. So she left, she came back, and she goes, well, the doctor won't see you for an hour. So you can sit here and wait, or you can leave, like originally planned. I said, ma'am, the way you're coming off with your tone, it sounds like you don't care. And she's like, well, my job is not to care, it's to discharge you. And I said, you know what, ma'am? Fuck you. I said, and you're the head nurse of this hospital? And then the other nurse was like, ma'am, please watch your language. I said, fuck you too. I'm like, I am so tired of everyone and their fucking shit today. Y'all have all officially pissed me the fuck off. You're supposed to care for people. That is your job. No wonder no one really fucking comes here. But this was the closest hospital that I had to go to. Yet, I'm sitting here arguing with you over an issue that you can just easily fix. You mean to tell me no doctor is available? None of them are available for a whole nother hour? Do you see how huge this hospital is? Are you fucking shitting me? I said, so you can go fuck yourself. All of you can go fuck yourself, because mind you, there's like 4 other nurses there. I'm like, this hospital is full of shit. Like, wow. And then this one guy tried to correct me on how I said fucking. And I was like, I said it right, you fucking prissy ass bitch. I don't fucking give a shit. Anyways, so I'm leaving, and the cop goes, you and your friend need to leave because you're causing a public disturbance. And I was like, this is a hospital. I can stay here as long as I want. By law, and you should know that because you're a police officer. And if you knew the day I had, you would not be talking to me right now. So I left. And as we're leaving, the cop follows us, and he goes, leave and never come back. So I said, serve and protect my ass, motherfucker, you pig ass bitch. And I put my middle finger in his face. So after I said that, I was sitting down at my friend's house, and I feel something sit next to me. And I look over, and I can see a man there. And I freaked the fuck out. Because their presence was so strong. So strong. I felt it through my whole body, and they didn't even touch me yet. And then I felt another presence. Now, this wasn't human. This presence wasn't human. My friend was sitting on the opposite couch on the other side of the room, and the closet is right here. So the closet wasn't open. And when our friend turned off the lights, even though we asked him not to, you could see the hand peering from the closet, and it had decaying flesh falling off of it. And yellow eyes. It was not human. And I could feel it. And then it was like I can't really describe the noise, but it's kind of similar to how it sounded. And then the guy sitting next to me grabs my wrist, and I lose complete control of my body. I told this story so many times, you guys. I still can't get through it without wanting to cry. He grabbed me, and it was like I saw immediate flashbacks and memories. Like, I saw him abuse his wife. I saw his dad abuse his mom. I saw his dad rape his sister right in front of him. Jesse told me that a cop did die, and I said that's the reason he became a cop, because he wanted to prevent things like that from happening. Then I saw his suicide. He put the gun to his head, and he pulled the trigger, and I could literally feel like as if a bullet went directly through my head. Like, this part of my head felt like it was falling off. And in that vision of his death, I could see parts of his head falling out into his wife's hands. And you could feel the devastation. It was so overwhelming. How devastating. Like, I felt so broken. And I kept hearing his voice. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me out, let me out, let me out. Get out, get out, get out. And then it got to the point of, why aren't you listening to me? And in my life, I've always felt like that. Like, I felt like no one really listened to me, especially that day surrounded by the cops. I felt like no one listened to a word I had to say. And in that fear that I literally thought I was going to die came back. And he brought up memories that I have in my head of abuse, when I used to cut, when I tried to kill myself. Like, all that came back. I didn't want to live, but I didn't want to die. And I wanted to die, all at the same time. And I was shown two different futures. I saw my death. I slit my wrist in front of my friend Cheyenne. And I died in her arms. And then one of my other friends is becoming a security guard. So he has a gun. I took his gun from him and I pulled the trigger right in front of him. And in both those visions, I saw not only my life fade away from my eyes, but their eyes too. I never want them to feel that devastated. I gave my friend just such a big hug when he walked through the door, because I told him, I'm like, I literally saw him fade your eyes, just... Oh god, dude, I'm so sorry. And then I saw my funeral. And then my son. He was like, where's mommy? Where is she? I can't find her. I can't find her. Oh man, after that, like, I lost it. My friend had broke the bond between me and the spirit. There's, I don't know if you can see it because the lighting in here kind of sucks, but there's a circle right here on my hand. I can't feel my hand. Like, I'm doing this, I can't feel it. This is numb completely. And when it grabbed me, my hand was doing, I'm gonna show you this one. It was doing this. Like, you could clearly see me, like, resisting, trying to break free. And, like I said, my friend broke the bond, and there was a red circle on her wrist. And once I gained control, and I said, now you get out. It's your turn to leave. You did not have to go to that extent, and you know that. You went too far. I am so sorry that no one listened to you, because I know you were crying for help. But you can't use me. And then I got up. My friend Lorenzo helped me to the car. I could still feel his presence. And it wasn't until the sun came up where it went away. When I tell you that that spirit touched my soul, it touched me completely. I have never felt anything like that, ever. That was terrible. I forgot to mention though, during this time, the guy Jesse that was there was playing creepy music. And when I mean by creepy, I mean disturbingly creepy. And he did want to play with the Ouija board, and I told him no. Mind you, the Ouija board was never out at this point in time. But anytime he played that demonic music, the spirit and the spirits in that room, because there was multiple, but the other four that were there didn't really make their presence known to me. It was just mainly that guy and the demon. And I said, you're pissing them off. I could feel them getting pissed off. The whole energy in the room just changed. The next day, me and my friend didn't go anywhere. Like, I dropped some things off to my mom, and that was that. Like, I came home. I said, I'm not going anywhere today. I'm not. I've been in the house for the past 2 days now. Like, I have not left. And, my neighbor came over, and she's like, you can feel the weird energy in this room right now between the two of you, between me and Cheyenne. She's like, the moment I walked in the door, I was like, what is this weird energy? Like, you saw her whole mood just change. And then we told her the story, and she's like, holy shit. I know there's gonna be people who don't believe me. I know there's gonna be people who are gonna say that I'm lying. But I promise you I'm not. I never met that man a day in my life. I'd never been in Jesse's house until yesterday. Not yesterday. Friday. I'm so lost in my days, you guys. I'm exhausted. Like, yesterday, I stayed up the whole day. The whole day. I did not sleep. I did not fall asleep until, like, 8 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke back up, it was 10. Fell back asleep, woke back up, it was 4 in the morning. Smoked. And didn't fall back asleep till like 6. And then I went back up till 10. And I've been up since, and it's like I'm tired and I want to go to sleep, but I can't. I really cannot get that image out of my head. The sheer devastation out of my heart. It is a pain that I never want anybody to experience. And that the next morning, I literally felt like my head was splitting open. Like, I felt like I literally just shot myself. And I woke up with the taste of blood in my mouth. And I told my friends, I was like, he didn't die from shooting himself in the head. Sure, that was the main part. No, he died because he choked on his own blood. And the day before he killed himself, his wife miscarried because he pushed her down the stairs. I never want to experience that ever again. That shit was terrible. Even my friend was like, I've been thrown across a room from a spirit. That did not compare. That spirit was upset. That spirit was uneasy, unrested. Like, they're pissed. And I'm like, wow. But I've been having this feeling all day to either write this story or to just talk about it. And I felt like it'd be easier just for me to talk about it. So, on that note, I honestly don't know what else to say. But, just be careful. Like, Because I had no idea it was that bad. That cop really did not like me talking shit about the police, so that was one thing that it made a point of to me. So, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what to say. I never felt so lost and just out of it. Even my mom, when I went to go see her yesterday, like she grabbed my wrist where I was grabbed. You can still see it's a little swollen. And she was like, "That's not normal." I'm like, no, it's not. It's not normal. Anyways, I'm gonna end this here. So I kind of want this story to reach people in a way. So if you guys can share this for me, I'd much appreciate it.